Hi you guys, so I don't think I have sound in my other one, but I just read What Ways to Live Forever is about, and it's about a kid who has leukemia who is writing a book about coping with his leukemia. So I'm going to be reading chapter 1. I'll probably read a couple chapters a day, but on the weekdays I'll probably only read one chapter. But I don't know, so yeah, bear with me. This is my book, started January 7th, finished April 12th. It is a collection of lists, stories, pictures, questions, and facts. It is also my story. List number 1. And it looks just like this. And you guys can read along with me. Wait 1 second. I just took my retainer out because then I talk better. List number 1, 5 facts about me. My name is Sam. I am 11 years old. I collect stories and fantastic facts. I have leukemia. By the time you read this, I will probably be dead. A book about us. January 7th. Today was our first day back at school after the Christmas holidays. We have school 3 days a week, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, in the living room. There were only 2 pupils, me and Felix. Felix doesn't care about learning anything. What's the point of being ill if you have to do math? He said, the first time he came to school at my house. Mrs. Willis, who's our teacher, didn't argue. I'm sorry. Who's our teacher didn't argue. She doesn't fuss with Felix. Doesn't do any work. She just lets him sit there, leaning back in his chair and telling me what's wrong with whatever I'm doing. That's not how you spell omnium. We never spell omnium like that in my school. There's a planet called Hercules. Isn't there, Mrs. Willis? What are you doing this for? Felix only comes to school to see me and to give his mom a break. Nowadays, Mrs. Willis thinks that ploys to interest him. You know, the sort of thing, making volcanoes that really erupt, cooking Roman food, making fire with a magnifying glass. Only my mom didn't do that one because we accidentally burned a hole in the dining table. Sort of accidentally on purpose. Today, though, Mrs. Willis said, how about you do some writing? And we both growled, because we'd been hoping for more fire, possibly an explosion. Mrs. Willis said, oh, come on now. I thought you might like reading. Felix looked up. He was playing with 2 of my Warhammer orcs, advancing them on each other and going grrr under his breath. Only 'cause there's nothing else to do in the hospital, he said. Me and Felix are both experts at being in the hospital. That's where we met last year. I didn't see what reading had to do with writing about me, and I said books are just about kids saving the world or getting beaten up at school. You wouldn't write about us. Maybe not you. He pressed his hand to his forehead and flopped back in his chair. The tragic story of Sam McQueen, a poor, frail child, struggling bravely through terrible suffering in hospitals with no televisions. I made vomiting noises. Felix stretched his hand, the one that wasn't pressed to his forehead, out to me. Goodbye, dear friends, he said, and collapsed against his chair, making choking sounds. Mrs. Willis said, no dying at the table, Felix. But you could tell she wasn't really angry. She said, I'd like you both to have a go now, please. Tell me something about yourself. You don't have to write a whole book by lunchtime. So that's what we're doing. Well, I am. Felix isn't doing it properly. He's written, my name is Felix Stranger, and then he stopped. Mrs. Willis didn't make him write anymore, but I'm on page 3 already. School's nearly over now. Anyway, it's very quiet. Mrs. Willis is pretending to do her working and really reading 70 Things to Do with Fire under the table. Felix is leading my orcs in a stealth attack on the potted plant. Columbus the cat is watching with yellow eyes. Next door in the kitchen, Mom is storing the soup, which is lunch. Dad is in Middlesbrough being a lawyer. My sister Ella is at school, real school, Thomas Street Primary. Any minute now. There it is. There's the doorbell. Felix's mom is here. School is over. So that was chapter 1. I'm gonna read chapter 2. This kind of doesn't really tell anything, so let's read on. And yeah, why I like facts. Right, I'm right there on page 9 if you weren't reading along. But if you do, buy it and then you can read along. I like facts. I like knowing things. Grown-ups never understand this. You ask them something like, can I have a new bike for Christmas? And they give you a waffly answer like, why don't you see how you feel nearer Christmas? Or you might ask your doctor, how long do I have to stay in this hospital? And he'll say something like, let's wait and see how you get on, which is doctor speak for, I don't know. I don't have to go into the hospital ever again, Dr. Bill promised. I have to go to the clinic. That's it. If I get really sick, I can stay at home. That's because I'm going to die. Probably. Going to die is the biggest waffly thing of all. No one will tell you anything. You ask them questions, and they cough and change the subject. If I grow up, I'm going to be a scientist, not that sort that mixes chemicals together, but the sort that investigates UFOs and ghosts and things like that. I'm going to go to a haunted house and do tests and prove whether or not poltergeists and aliens on Loch Ness monsters really exist. I'm very good at finding things out. I'm going to find out the answers to all the questions that nobody answers. All of them. That nobody answers. All of them. Ella, January 7th. My sister Ella went back to school today. She and Mom had a huge fight this morning about it. She doesn't get why I stay at home all day, and Sam doesn't go to school, she said to Mom. You don't go to work. I have to look after Sam, Mom said. You do not, said Ella. You just do ironing and plant things and talk to Granny, which is true. My mom named me Sam, after Samson in the Bible, and my dad named Ella after his aunt. If they talked to each other a bit more while they were doing it, they might not have ended up with kids called Sam and Ella. But it's too late to change that now. I think Dad thinks it's funny anyways. Ella's 8. She has dark hair and bright greeny eyes, like those healing stones you buy in hippie shops. No one else in the family cares what they look like. Granny goes around in trousers with patches and padded waistcoats, with pockets for pencils and seed packets and train tickets. And Mom's clothes are all about 100 years old. But Ella always fusses about what she wears. She has a big box of nail varnish and all of Mom's makeup because Mom hardly ever wears it. Why don't you wear it, says Ella. Why? Ella always asks questions. Granny said she was born asking a question and it hasn't been answered yet. Was I? Said Ella. What was it? I said Ella when she heard this. What was it? We all laughed. Where am I? Said Mom. Who's these funny-looking people? Said Granny. What am I doing here? Said Dad. I was supposed to be a princess. Who made you a princess? I said. It's afternoon now and I'm still writing. I bet I could write a book. Easy. I was going to do some more after Felix left, but Maureen and Mom's church came by, so I had to be visited. She only left when Mom went to fetch. What are you doing? School stuff, I said, curled my arm around the page. Ella, I'm busy, I said. Let me see. Mom said, Ella won't let me work. Sam won't let me see. Mom went on, kids behave, Ella. Leave your brothers alone. I pulled a face at Ella. She flung onto her sofa. It's not fair. You always let him win. Mom put down the phone and went over to Ella. Ella shouted, go away, and ran upstairs. Mom gave this big sigh.